New data from the U.S. Census Bureau show the official poverty rate dropped for the third consecutive year in 2021. The number dropped below 8% last year. That's down 1.4% from 2020. And according to the Census Bureau, it is the lowest rate since estimates were first published in 2009. For more, I want to bring in Mark Rank. He's a professor of social welfare at Washington University in St. Louis. Mark, you are the co-author of a book called Poorly Understood: What America Gets Wrong About Poverty, which is why I wanted to talk to you today. So to start, when we're talking about living at the poverty line, what exactly is being measured, and what does life look like at that poverty line?
Yeah, that's a great place to start. So the way that the Census Bureau calculates poverty is to draw this line. And to give you an example, for a household of three, it was around $22,000. And so the idea is, if you're below that annual income, then you're counted as being in poverty. If you're above that annual income, you're not counted as being in poverty. And it's a very, very conservative measure. Most people will tell you that trying to survive on, $21,000 or $22,000 a year is really difficult. It turns out that about 45% of folks that are in poverty actually fall below half of the official poverty line. So they're living in some really dire situations.
So we've heard these numbers about poverty is at low decade lows, child poverty is at historic lows. Why are these numbers moving in the right direction at this moment?
Well, what's interesting is that this is the first year that the Census Bureau has put a report with the two measures of poverty. So one is the official measure. The other is this supplemental measure, which is the one you're referring to. So if we just focus on the official poverty measure, that actually went up a little bit from 11.5 to 11.6% this past year, whereas the supplemental measure went down, as you pointed out, from 9.2 to 7.8%. And the reason is that they calculate poverty in a bit of a different way. There's advantages and disadvantages to each. So they each tell us something interesting about what's going on. And what the supplemental measure is really getting at are things like the stimulus package that we had this past year, the child tax credit and the earned income tax credit. It takes that into account, and therefore, as a result, poverty is lower using that measure.
So it's almost like when we were talking about the economy and inflation, you talk about core inflation, which is the core thing, and then you measure this other stuff, which is kind of episodic or idiosyncratic. So then the question is, if those measures that were taken during the pandemic to lower poverty are going away, what does that say about the baseline state of poverty in America?
Well, it says that poverty is probably going to be going up in the next year, given that those, as you said, some of those measures are going away. The other thing that really struck me about this report was not so much poverty, but the numbers on income inequality. And that has actually, for the first time, gone up pretty significantly from the past year, from 2 years ago to the past year. So as just one example of that, in 2020, the difference between the folks at the 90th percentile of income and the 10th percentile was 12.9. And for this past year, it was 13.53. And that's a pretty big increase over a short period of time. And what we see from the last year to the next year is that really the bottom 80% of the population is getting a smaller piece of the income pie. And it's really only the top 20% and top 5 and 1% that have seen economic gains over the last year. And that's been true really over the last 45 years is this pattern that we've seen happening.
Right. It goes to the long-term question of mobility in the American economy. Let me ask you, though, as the last question, Mark, the misperceptions people have. There are 15 million people in poverty, including almost 4 million children. What do we get wrong about understanding those in poverty?
Wow. Well, you have to read my book.
Yeah.
But beyond that, there's just, I think the primary misperception is the one that poverty represents them rather than us. and that folks in poverty are similar to most folks. They want to get out of poverty. They're working hard. They want the best for their kids, but they're working at jobs that just don't pay a decent wage. And so, poverty really in the United States is a structural problem rather than an individual problem.
All right, Mark Rank, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it.